I live in Ukraine and work in Ukraine and Russia. I shouldn't know more than a dozen people who've been gay bashed, but I do. It's not safe to be out. If you look gay or people presume you look gay, you can be beaten in the street. I want to tell you about Andre. He lives in fear that he'll be outed at work, so changes jobs frequently. He has been beaten and hospitalized twice for appearing gay by people who didn't even know him. It's not safe for people who are LGBT to be known in Russia or in Ukraine or the region.
My name's Clive Ramsey, I'm from East London. It's not something I dwell on, it's very much behind me, and I don't think I suffered unduly, to be honest. I was out walking the dog in a green area near us, and a gang of youth attacked me with golf clubs. The impact was on those around me more. Thankfully I fell to the ground. They did threaten to attack my dog, and I told them you'd spend the rest of your life waiting for a knife in your back if you do. And they duly scurried. And so I really have no great, it's over as far as I'm concerned. But it had an enormous impact on my partner. I had to come and see me in hospital, see the gashes in my skull, which probably the skulls are there, marks are there underneath the thing, for my brother who had to come up a long distance. It really is over for me. The hospital did a good job. I was healed pretty quickly. But I was very lucky to be alive and not brain damaged. But, I don't want to drama out of it. I was quite easy with it all, but it does impact on families and those, who suffer as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Royston, and I'm a Jamaican living in Seattle. Over the years, I've seen and I have heard of extreme cases of beatings, ostracism, killings in Jamaica, and I never ever thought that it would happen to me personally. And it happened at work. I was a high school teacher. I went to school that Monday afternoon, and by the Thursday, I couldn't go back. I had to go into hiding for 3 months until I was able to get out of Jamaica. Persons were hired to follow me to find out where I lived. A public beating was planned for me in the town where I lived, and after that, parts of my body was planned to be scattered all over. I'm happy for the fact that I was able to have persons here at MCC who I became very close friends with, who were able to get me out before anything could have happened. And I'm just grateful and thankful.
Good afternoon. Reverend Tom Decker, currently the interim pastor at Open Arms MCC in Rochester, New York. And I'm standing here because my partner is right now in a conference call challenging the Jamaican anti-buggery laws at the Supreme Court in Jamaica. And the reason I'm standing here, not a long time ago, Reverend Brent Hawkes married us in Toronto. And a few months later, a picture of our marriage was put on the Jamaica Observer front page. And within hours, my husband was inundated with death threats and had to leave the country within a matter of hours. to ensure his safety. And I'm speaking today because I also want to show a glimpse of hope, that out of this tragedy of having to leave everything behind, your entire life, everything you worked for, something really good can happen. The work that he's done in the region ever since has already started to yield some results. There is a lot more talk and a lot more education, as the bishop was saying, in the region, and hopefully with all your prayers over the next little while, maybe something to the legal situation in Jamaica can change as well. Thank you.
Now we'll have the reading of the names of those who were lost in the launch fire. Douglas Maxwell Williams. Partners Joe William Bailey and Clarence Joseph McCloskey Jr. perished together. Dwayne George Mitchell, assistant pastor at MCC, died trying to save his partner. Lewis Horace Broussard, beloved partner of Pastor Dwayne. Mrs. Willie Ennis Warren died with her sons, Eddie Warren and James Warren. Eddie Hoses Warren died with his mother and brother. James Curtis Warren died with his mother and brother. Reverend William R. Lawson, pastor of the MCC, formerly a United Methodist local minister. Dr. Perry Lane Waters, Jr., a Jefferson Parish dentist. Leon Richard Maples, a visitor from Florida. George Stephen Mati. Larry Stratton. Reginald Adams, Jr., formerly a Jesuit scholar. James Walls Hambrick. Horace Skip Getchell. Joseph Henry Adams. Herbert Dean Cooley, upstairs lounge bartender and member of MCC. David Stewart Gary, professional pianist. Guy D. Anderson. Luther Boggs. Donald Walter Dunbar. John Thomas Golding Sr., member of MCC's Pastors Advisory Group. Adam Roland Fontenot, professional linguist. Gerald Hoyt Gordon. Kenneth Paul Harrington, federal government employee. Glenn Richard. Dick Green, Navy veteran. Robert Bob Lumpkin. Ferris LeBlanc. 4 men were buried in Potter's Field. The city refused to release those bodies to the MCC for burial. Unknown white male, our brother. 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 This concludes our press conference for this afternoon. I want to let all of you know that there will be a special viewing of Abominable Crime about homophobia in Jamaica at 3:30 p.m. this afternoon in room 822. Thank you.